Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How's your week going?
Going good, going good. Very fast this week. Woo.
Could not agree more. All the high school graduations, but yeah, you're done with that. But
yeah, woohoo! Sorry.
Yes. Oof-ah. But we are back, and we are. You sounded like you're very excited about this topic this week.
Sure. This is part 3 of our series about how to dominate in the local search in 2023. This part 3 is going to be all about your website. So this is one of the biggest things that you have under your control. So Google expects it to be done correctly. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'll try not to go too deep into the weeds. We've done podcast episodes on a bunch of these so far, but not one entire episode devoted to all of these things. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff. So first thing, understand that when Google is trying to figure out what you do as a business owner, that algorithm has less than 5 seconds basically to index your homepage especially. And it has to decide what you do, who you serve, and where you serve. So those are the big things that algorithm's trying to decide and trying to figure out. So you want to make sure that that's super, super easy. You want to explicitly state those 3 things in a bunch of different parts of your most important page of your site. Jamie, what do you think the most important page of a local business site is?
Your homepage.
That's right. So on the homepage, don't write, we do excellent service for homeowners, because that doesn't really tell what you do, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, you give excellent service. You're listening to this podcast, so you're trying to figure it out. But you have to tell this algorithm, and the human audience is also part of this equation too. But that algorithm, if you want those humans to see your site, that algorithm has to know exactly what you do. So make sure that you, in the title of that page, in your description of that page, you are explicitly saying what you do, where you're located, who you serve. Big things that algorithm needs to know. So in those 2 places, definitely have it. Okay, make sense?
It does. Let me know when I can ask a question.
Okay, I'm going to go through very quickly. You need your NAP, your name, address, phone number. You need a map. If you're a service area business, you can have a service area map where you serve. All the relevant keywords that you want to be found for, you want to have all of that on that page. Okay. Make sure that you don't include any outbound links that aren't related to your business. Meaning, if you have a web designer who's created that site, you do not have a link to that web designer's page in your footer, site designed by Jamie's friends or something like that. All that does is point Google to go somewhere else. And it actually hurts your site. It hurts the authority of your site. It helps that person's site. It doesn't help you. So don't do that. The other thing you're going to add is local schema. Schema, we've done podcasts on this before. Schema is the language that's on the back end of your site. It was developed just for search engines, so you can talk explicitly, concretely to that search engine about what that page and what your business is about. So make sure that is all done correctly. Okay, questions?
So what if you do multiple services, or you have multiples, and how do you make it easy on Google?
Awesome question. It leads me into the second part, or part 2 of this episode. You're going to have service pages. So every one of your services should have its own page, not just its own little blurb on your homepage. You're going to have that too, but you're also going to have that blurb on that homepage linked to a service page for that service. And that service page, probably you're wondering, how big does that have to be? How long does it have to be? What needs to be on that page? Those are great questions. We always shoot for at least 1,500 words of content on that service page. To get to that level of content, of words on that page, a great way to do that is just have an FAQ at the bottom, but also include how you do that service, what makes you unique, testimonials, calls to action throughout that page, photos, images of your staff doing that service, happy customers giving you a thumbs up if you're in the home services. Those are all great things to have on that page. If your business is connected with other businesses that also help with that service, you want to include their logos. Those are they're called reputation markers, that kind of thing. You need to have one service page for every service, at least. You want to also link those service pages to any blog articles that talk about more in depth about that service. So as your site grows, as the content you've created for it, you want to keep doing that, adding links to those pages and back and forth. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Good. Questions?
No, I think that's very clear.
Okay. So I know it can, if you're talking to like a graphic designer or a designer of any kind, they're going to say too many words. Take all that off. People buy by emotion. That's true. Humans do that. Now, we have to understand, though, if you want this website to work, to actually bring people to your business when you're asleep, it has to speak to Google. If it doesn't, those humans will never see that page. So you definitely have to balance these things. But understand, without Google indexing that page and bringing people to it, those humans that the graphic designer is worried about turning off won't ever see the page. I've been in countless meetings where I say that same thing and the graphic designer gives me a harumph and then and glowers at me because they figure, we're destroying their work. But the owner or the owners, whatever, whoever the marketing people are in that company, they tend to agree. So business owners, if you're listening to this, understand that without Google, no one's going to come there, and then you become the salesperson for your website, right? It becomes basically your own business card, which is not really the purpose of that website. It's supposed to sell when you're not, so you don't have to. It's supposed to be bringing people to you, not the other way around. Okay?
Yes, definitely.
Next one, location pages. So say you have multiple locations. Each one of your locations should have its own location-specific page. That location-specific page should link up to your Google business profile for that location. So super important if you have multiple locations. And even if, say you're a solar company and you service many cities in your area, around your county or around your area, you want to have a location page for that service. So that way you connect both of those ideas so Google understands that you do this service for this area. You can do it in a number of ways, but you want to make sure that, so if you're a solar company, you would do solarcompany.com/ whatever the location, city name, San Francisco / then whatever that service is. So that way you're telling Google exactly what you do for that location. This will help you rank in that area and for that city.
Interesting.
Yeah. This will not probably help with your Google business profile being seen for that area because competition being what it is, local businesses who have an actual physical location in that city will probably outrank you, but you will still, it increases the likelihood of you showing up in those maps in your Google business profile, showing up there, and underneath those results, you definitely will show up for that service in that city.
Okay. Yep.
Phew. Makes sense. Any questions on that one?
No. It certainly makes sense. Do you recommend then further customizing, say, the content? So like, pictures of that city or the work you've done in that city, and maybe
100%. If you're doing a project in that city, make sure that you could make it a case study of projects in that city. Include a lot of photos. Definitely. Good one, Jamie. Yeah, definitely. You want to have city names. You could even put directions to that city, a Google map to it, something like that. But yeah, having photos, awesome idea. Great.
Okay.
Great. That brings me to the last one, which is about localized content, which means you want to have content on your site for each of those areas. So if your service area is pretty large, that means it covers a lot of those cities, right? And inside those cities, there's tons of interesting places. There's tons of interesting parks, community centers, things that don't move around that you want to write articles about. It's weird, but Google does expect you, if you are an authority in your area, to have some content on your website about the area. So about the local parks, the local schools, anything that you think, hey, that doesn't really move around. That's a good subject for you to write about. Just write, 1,200 words about that. Put that on your site, link it to your service area pages, and that will be great. That signals to Google that you are a local service provider and you should be shown locally. There you go.
Yeah, and if you don't want to write those articles, you can just ask ChatGPT. Hey.
Be careful when you do use ChatGPT for this kind of stuff because it does not care. It will lie consistently. So
edit it, but it'll provide the framework.
Yeah, definitely. Those are great time savers if you're going to use those tools. There is a lot of scuttlebutt. Hey, Google's going to penalize you for using ChatGPT. Guess what, Jamie?
I think
it doesn't.
Yeah,
Google does not
I can't
care.
imagine Google getting that together.
No, the only one who cares probably are the professors at your university and those AI, like the AI tools that we can figure out if this was written by an AI. They're all pretty suspect. That the ones I've seen anyway, and I've seen a bunch. So
well, I happen to talk to a teacher who's using ChatGPT for the letters of recommendation. So
perfect. That's a great use for it. I love it. All right. That's all I got for today. So that was part 3, part 4 and 5 coming up.
Oh boy.
So not today, not this week, but yeah, we'll come up soon. It'll be in the next episodes. So look forward to that.
Very good. Thank you, Adam. That's all great information. And if you have a website and you have a web designer, make sure that they are subscribed to the Local SEO in 10 podcast, and then have them share it out to all of their web designers, their contacts, because what business owner doesn't want their website to do the work for them? It's kind of crazy to build a website and then not have it be the 24/7 salesperson for your company. And Google, if you follow their rules, they're very, very picky rules. You can ascend to the top of the search engine, and without spending a ton of money on Google AdWords, because that's kind of the shortcut for all of this, right, Adam? Right.
Not really.
In any event, so please share this podcast out. Please leave us 5 stars wherever you're listening to it. And then if you have a question about a previous episode or any topic in local SEO, go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button, and then go ahead and search for that topic. And if it's not there, well, chances are there's at least 2 or 3 podcasts about that. And if it's not there, go ahead and send us a message on our LinkedIn or Facebook page, Local SEO in 10. And with that, we will talk to you next week. Thanks, everybody.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.